Jay forgot to put away his garage keys. I've found them and found my way to his garage. Yes, we're playing a new game this time. This one is called The Crew. It's all about street racing. And it also is recognizable for being one of the biggest playable game worlds in a video game. The entire continental United States. Scaled down, of course, but it's still the entire United States. Let me show you. I'm going to go for a little joyride. Oh, this game is fun. Yes. I have his nice Ford Mustang. I believe it's the 2011 model. It's quite nice. And he's got it tricked out all nice. The Mustang paint job. And I love the blower on the hood. Yes. As I said, this is the entire United States. Here is the map screen. You can zoom out quite impressively far. We are down in Miami, in Florida. But as you can see, the entire United States. From East Coast to West Coast. From Miami to Washington State. From Los Angeles to New York City, and even up into Maine. There's not really a whole lot up in Maine, but the scenery is nice, I guess. You can even go to Niagara Falls. Yes, I believe this be Niagara Falls. In any event. The Crew just recently released a new expansion pack, which adds new vehicle types, as well as these things known as the Summit. Oh right, I'm on the wrong thing for that. Yes. The Summit, which are groups of events with different types of cars, using different types of vehicles, that is. Different disciplines of racing, as it is. Speaking of those, Mr. J and I once again find that we have a common interest, or we share a common. There's a thing that we like, that we both like. Well, we both like fast cars, of course. Yes, the expansion pack also overhauled, rather, the graphics in the game. They were good before, but now they are much better, much more detailed. One of the details that I really like, if you look at the hood, the little blower for the supercharger, you can actually see the little flaps move when you hit the gas, as they're supposed to do. Oh yes, they overhauled the graphics, and they also supposedly overhauled the handling physics for the game. And that was to accommodate one of the new vehicle types that they added, which was drift vehicles. The drifting in this game was not all that great originally, but it has been improved at least a little bit as far as I can tell. Going to drift around this corner here. Okay, so not so good, but my car isn't actually tuned for drifting. Although it is rear-wheel drive, as all Mustangs are, so it should be fine for drifting. The confusing thing about it, though, Anyone who knows anything about drifting knows that you need to use the handbrake. Well, the handbrake is actually the square button on the PS4 controller. I'm actually using the regular brakes, which is of course the left trigger. If I use the handbrake, let me just show you. The car basically wants to do a 180. So, you still get points for doing a drift, but it doesn't, you know, you can't slide out and control it like with a real drift. But whatever, it's not really important. What is important is, as I was mentioning, the thing that Mr. J and I have in common. Oh, hold the car still. You can actually, another interesting feature with this game is you can actually change between the cars you have in your garage. You can change between them at will. For instance, change from my nice Mustang to this nice Ford Raptor F-150 truck, which is tuned for street racing. Yes. I actually customized this myself. I had to make it blue, of course. I gave it the nifty vinyl paint job, whatever it's called. The nifty little split tailpipe on the back with the tri-split. Or the exhaust, the triple exhaust tip. That's what I'll call it. The rear view, you can actually go first person inside from the perspective of the guy that you play as. Which is maybe the one and only failure of this game, is you don't get to customize your own character. And the character you play as is actually kind of dull, and so is his story. It's somewhat of a cliched story, I would say. A man trying to avenge his brother's death, bringing his murderer to justice. A very cliched story, I would say. But in any event, as I was saying before, the common interest between me and Mr. J. We have this nifty truck here, and then we have a different version of it, which is called Raid, which is, yes, the Desert Rally, the Baja 1000 type of racing. Off-road focused, very, very hardcore. This truck is very nice. It actually drifts quite well if you get it on dirt. But it's a nice truck. But, again, that's not even what I wanted to show you. I'm just kind of leading up to the point, which is this. Mr. J and I, oops, wrong button. Mr. J and I love monster trucks. Yes. Once again, I had to trick this baby out myself. And it be a good monster truck. Have the nice spoiler on the back and the rally lights up top. And the big tires. The only downside with this game is you can't customize. There's not a whole lot of. Normally on most vehicles, there's several different cosmetic options for the car or for the vehicles. Front bumpers, back bumpers, side skirts, side mirrors, spoilers. You can even do front and back quarter panels on some vehicles at least. And you can also do rims, but on these monster trucks you cannot customize the rims because, you know, monster trucks don't really have custom pimped out rims, at least not most of them. But this truck is actually the monster trucks are actually one of the 3 new types, or 4 new types of vehicles actually, that they added to the game. see, the way the game originally worked was they had what they called different specs for your vehicles. Specifications, obviously, yes, and the trucks even have four-wheel turning. Only seems to work at low speeds, though, which is somewhat of a disappointment. I would have preferred if you'd have held the handbrake to engage the four-wheel turning, but instead it just works like a normal handbrake. But like I said, the four-wheel turning only seems to work at low speeds. But yes, the specifications for your vehicles. The original specifications, you had street spec, which was good for street racing, you know, lightly tuned for more speed, a little bit more grip than your average stock vehicle. And then you had the dirt spec, which of course was geared towards off-road racing, off-road tires and jacked up suspension, and, you know, just more suited towards dirt. And then you had performance vehicles, which are basically just an upgraded version of street. They're more geared towards grip, being able to handle very well, making tight turns. Oh, I'm not sorry about that at all. You people didn't get out of the way. I'm just driving around Miami at midnight. Oh, that's okay. Oh, I'm not even sure if I am in Miami anymore. I'm just driving around. But yes, the performance cars, more geared towards handling, gripping, and high speed. But essentially just an upgraded version of the street cars. And then you have Raid, which of course is just the upgraded version of Dirt, which it's more geared towards handling on off-road conditions, rock crawling, bigger tires, more jacked up suspension, and most of them even have bull bars on the front and the back to withstand damage. The Raid vehicles are more geared towards withstanding damage, because you actually can do some pretty serious damage to your cars, and you actually have to repair the damage, actually. But yes, right. You have Raid. What is that? Oh, that's one of the races. Not interested in that right now. Right, but I talked about those. You have the Raid, and then you have Circuit Spec, which is one that was only just recently unlocked by Mr. J. He was finally able to level up. Yes, in this game you actually level up. It's considered a car RPG, or a car PG, if you will. You can actually get better performance parts for your car to level up their performance, to make them faster, to make them handle better. Things like that. And so yes, the circuit class, the circuit spec of cars is even more geared towards road and gripping and speed. It's basically like a race car on like an actual racetrack, and there actually are several different racetracks in the game, and I'm talking actual racetracks, like real world racetracks, you know, complete with grandstands and all that. Oh, are we all the way back here? Yes, I do believe I've found my way back here. That's funny. Oh, yes. So yes, those were the original 5 specs in the original version of the game. The specs they have added, of course, the monster truck spec. Not many vehicles in the game have that spec available to them, which makes sense, as it's not really a monster truck if it's not actually a truck. And there are a couple of different trucks in the game. I have this nice Ford F-150 Raptor, there's a Chevy Silverado, there's... I can't remember all of them, I'm sorry. But there's the Chevy, there's the Ford, Oh, there's a Dodge Ram, of course. And... oh, there's a Jeep Wrangler or something like that that you can turn into a monster truck. And there's actually a few cars that you can turn into a monster truck as well, including a couple that don't make any sense. Like the Fiat 500 Abarth can be made into a monster truck. Number one, I'm not even sure why that car was even included in the game. It is a crappy car. Tiny little clown car. And for some reason they gave you the ability to make it into a monster truck. Makes no sense whatsoever, but whatever. The other new vehicle types, you can make drift vehicles, as I mentioned before. Of course, the vehicles are tuned towards drifting and performing in drift events. And then there are drag vehicles. Which, no, you don't put the car in a funny dress, no. These cars are geared towards drag racing. Straight line, going as fast as bloody possible. And you actually have to manually shift the transmission. And the races are always held on straight line courses. And you can reach some insane top speeds. We're talking up into the 300 miles per hour, which is insanely fast. But in this monster truck, I think I've been able to go over 100, and that's pretty insane. But yes, those are the three new normal vehicle types that they've added. They've also added motorcycles, which I've never really been a big fan of those. But, in any event, I believe it's actually time that we do something. I'm going to switch to a different car. Yes, this one here. That is the Raid variation of a 1969 Chevrolet Camaro SS. It looks bitchin'. And yes, in case you're wondering, those are the Dukes of Hazzard rims on the wheels. They look very nice, don't they? Oh yes. Was going to Warp 2, there was a mission I saw somewhere. You have these faction missions. You get to pick a faction to race for at certain parts of the game. You can even switch between factions at certain points. But once you have those, you can do these faction missions, which can take, well, varying amounts of time. But they're usually quite long races, but their rewards are quite nice. As you can see, this one here, 180,611 bucks, as they're called in the game, but it's dollars. And you also get 20,944 experience points, and 2,460 reputation points. But the downside is it's going to be more than an hour. The thing even actually says 2.5 hours. But as you can also see, it's ranked as a very hard race, as my vehicle is not up to snuff for it. Well, it is actually, because it says level 632, and my car is 668. Hold on. Recommended vehicle level is 632. Oh, it's a dirt car. Oh, right. I'm looking at my raid car. Yes, never mind. I was looking at a different event, however. There's this one. Was it this one over here? Jurassic Raid. Yes. This one will take less than 6 minutes. Or less than 10 minutes, rather. I'm only going to get $9,029 out of it. And slightly less in experience. And hardly any RP at all, but it's not bad. But it's a raid event. Oh, goody, we're up in the mountains. Yes. I can zoom in on any spot in the map and instantly be able to fast travel to it. And I can roll on up and start, yes, solo. The game is also somewhat of a MMO type of game where you can see other players out in the world and you can even have them join your events, races. And there are certain ones where you can work cooperatively, and there are others where you work competitively. Yes, this will be fun. My only objective is to win the race, of course. Oh yes, and the raid missions usually... they don't bother themselves with roads. You're usually out in the dirt where there's not even a road within miles. Mr. J did one of these a few days ago, and it took him probably over an hour, but it was an insanely long race. Something like 100 and something checkpoints. That's the other thing you'll notice about this game. The game does not confine you to a set track, as most racing games do. It's completely open. There are no invisible walls to keep you on course. You can completely lose course at any time. However, there's this nifty little blue line that hovers in the sky to kind of show you where you're supposed to be going. Oh, that was a hard hit. Let's try to avoid that one. Didn't do so well. Let's use our boost here. We actually have nitrous in this game. That's quite nice. Of course, if we're going to be engaging in illegal street racing, we may as well be using nitrous. It certainly helps. Ah, look, a road. How quaint. Sometimes the raids cross over a road every now and then, but you probably won't be on them for long. Crashing through some stuff. There are actually police in this game as well. But usually during events you don't have to worry about them. Usually. There are certain events where the cops come into play, but only few and far between. Oh my car is getting quite squirrely. I have to dodge trees, because the trees don't break. You can plow through fences, and you can plow through all kinds of smaller objects, but trees do not move. It's very much like the Grand Theft Auto games. Trees do not budge. Okay. Oh, you can see animals as well. Oh yes, the light posts, you can plow through those with ease. There's fence posts, and there's light posts, and street signs. Okay, let's go around the trees and not hit those. Still trying to keep her under control here. As you can tell, driving off-road lends itself to getting squirrely quite a bit, especially with all these hills. But that's what these raid vehicles are made for. Oh, yes. Back that way. More boost. Your nitrous, fortunately, regenerates over time. Ooh. Oh, went nose over there. That's... okay, get her back under control. There we are. Yes. Oof, that was a hard hit. Have to avoid these. Oh, these are mostly bushes. Shrubbery of sorts. Okay. Oh my, these white hills. I'm trying to get back to the left and the stupid car is jiggling all over the place. And there goes some cunt fucking passing me. Get your ass back here. I'm not losing this race because of bushes throwing me off. Hills, really, rather. Oh! And trees. Oh, what the... shit! You've got to be kidding me. The stupid hills threw me off just enough to cost me first place and the race. And then that damn tree. Can we skip the cutscenes? I'm really not in the mood now. I was ahead for so long, and then that one stupid mistake with the hills fucked me over. I think that may be the only other failing of this game, is the very bad rubber banding AI. My car is so vastly superior to theirs, I should be able to stomp them without any trouble. And yet, just because of a small slip-up in those hills, I'm going to fly over you, land on top of you. Oh look, he's in the new model Camaro. Well, aren't we just a two peas in the pod? Another cool thing about this game is it has quite a nifty soundtrack. I've actually discovered a few songs and artists that I wasn't actually familiar with. Quite good songs, actually. There's some good electronic type music in this game. A few decent rock songs. Let's go around this, what looks like an oil well. Oh yes, this is oil well territory. Let's go around those because they look quite solid. Yes. In between the two trees, in between another two trees, through this checkpoint, more oil wells, or oil pumps. Yes. But this is a fun game. Driving around anywhere you want in the United States. Of course, there are probably a few places that they overlooked. You know, most of the major cities are represented quite well. Of course, they have Los Angeles, New York City, Chicago, Miami, Detroit, Los Angeles, Las Vegas, of course, you have to have Vegas. I believe those are all of the biggest cities. And then they have a few of the cities that are big, but they're not major cities. Things like St. Louis and well, San Francisco and Seattle and Portland, I believe, are represented in the game. Washington, D.C., of course, they had to include the nation's capital. Oh, we're getting squirrely again. We need to stop that. Where are we going? Over that direction, yes. I can use this nifty little map feature to see how far behind the others are. I've got a good lead for the time being. I should be alright this time, hopefully. If I don't go all over the place again like I did last time. I'm trying to use throttle control to not go overboard this time. Oh, I think that may have been what slipped me up last time, because now she's going all over the place. I'm doing wheelies, all kinds of things. I'm not in a motorcycle. You can stop with the wheelies now. That's the only downside to these raid events, is they're very bumpy. And it can sometimes be hard to control your car. And there's the finish line, and I won this time. Thank you. Oh goodness, I've done some damage to my car. Oh yes, you can even see the windshield wipers going. That's quite nice. And when you win events, you get parts to your car. I just got a motor core, which only adds a +1 to my car's rating, but a +1 is still a +1, so I shall equip it. And I got some experience points and some reputation points. I only got a bronze medal on this event though, which is kind of lame, but it's good enough for me. Yes. Beautiful South. Oh yes. And it's raining, and you can even see the rain splatter on the screen, which I thought is quite nice. Let's switch to a different car here. Oh, Mr. J just got this, and he was quite proud of it. He does love his muscle cars. This is a 1969 Dodge Charger RT in the performance spec, once again with the Dukes of Hazzard rims. It's got a drag spoiler on the back, a blower on the hood, supercharger blower. Oh yes, I wanted to see this dinosaur. Oh, and there's a couple of pterodactyls up above. Oh, can't actually go in there. Is that the La Brea top? No. We're not anywhere close to California. Huh. I was going to say, is this the La Brea Top Hits? No. But yes, this Charger is quite nice. Which is why I'm going to ruin it by throwing it around in the dirt for a few minutes. I'm going to get it all dirty and muddy, and yes, you can actually see the dirt and mud get caked up on your car. Over a while, at least. It takes a bit. You can even go up into the snowy mountains and get snow all over your car, which won't really show up very well in this car since it's white. Oh look, a couple of people, let's run them over. Ah, they got out of the way. That's actually a funny thing. You're not actually allowed to hit people in this game. The game won't let you. The people will always get out of the way. And this car is getting very squirrely. Oh yes, performance cars do not handle in the rain very well. Because I'm basically on drag slicks right now. They have a little bit of tread, but not much. Already up over 130 miles per hour. Yes, as I said, the performance cars are quite fast. They usually handle quite well. Ooh, look, a bridge. Ooh, is that a ramp? No. Just an uphill in the road. There are ramps. And there are even little skill challenges where you try to get... You hit these jumps, and you're trying to get a good enough distance to break the gold metal to get the best performance parts. It's a skill challenge. There's a bunch of them. There's bloody tons of them all over here. There's one right there. That's the precision one, which I started by accident because the stupid light post knocked me into it. You have to go through these gates, and they progressively get smaller as you complete more and more of them. If you miss one, they will get bigger. But it's really just kind of it's a precision driving thing. You need to drive between the gates. See, I missed one, and the next one got bigger because of it. And yes, you're on a time limit. I just barely got that one. Oh, yes. I got bronze, so I got a shitty level 24 suspension part, which I don't need because most of my parts are up in the 40s, I believe. Or at least in the high 30s. Yes, whatever. Oh yes, there's the police watch. There's a cop up ahead. And the cops are actually quite sadistic in this game. They'll come after you for just about anything. If you plow through a couple of fences, they'll come screaming at you. And trying to get away from them can be a pain in the ass at times. However, if your car is plenty fast, you should be fine. And it also helps to go off-road. So, using a dirt or a raid vehicle is preferable. Or a monster truck, of course. The only downside is, in the monster truck, you can't just run them over. That's the one part of the physics they didn't fix. Monster trucks should be able to run over any smaller type vehicles. The bigger vehicles, maybe not. But smaller vehicles, they should just be able to run over like a tank. But yes. I have no idea where I'm going right now. I'm just driving around. Thought I'd have a little fun. Oop, the road out here is still wet. Yes. That was the other part of the expansion that they added. The Wild Run expansion, as they called it. is they've added weather effects which were not previously in the game. Rain, I believe, being one of them, or at least maybe they made the rain more detailed, as I don't remember it pooling on the road after the storm was over. I don't know if it actually snowed in the game, but there were snowy areas, as there are snowy mountains up in the northern part of the map, in I guess what would be like North and South Dakota, the mountainous region. Yes, we're down here in the swamps in Florida, as you can see. I believe I'm in Florida. I managed to find my way back to Florida from where I was way out in the... Yes. Okay, we're actually not in Florida. We'd actually be in... Yes, we're heading towards New Orleans, another one of the smaller big cities. Yes. Yes, you can see the other players on the map. Oh, he's in a saline, is he? Yes. Down here in Texas, and there's, what, all of 2 cities in Texas? There's Port Arthur, Bridge City, which is not really a city, New Braunfels, which is a place never even heard of in Texas. Down here you've got Port Isabel. I could have swore they had Houston. Oh, nope, Dallas. Here's Dallas. Dallas is another one of the bigger, small cities, I guess. As I said, let's see here. You have Chicago, you have Detroit, New York City, Miami, Las Vegas, and Los Angeles are your big, huge main cities. You can see Los Angeles is quite large. Quite large indeed. And Vegas, over here, out in the desert, of course, also somewhat large. Right below the Bonneville Salt Flats, which have been made quite important now with the summit things, as the drag racing scene in the Bonneville Salt Flats is quite poppin', as you could call it. And this down here is something... You know what? I'm actually going to go do this. This is down here in Death Valley. These here things, let me just show you this. This is interesting. Oh, it's raining. That's great. Well, we'll just fast travel. Now, let me switch back to my monster truck, as that's what this place is for. They have these freestyle places for you to drive your monster trucks. And this is actually the monster truck events in the summit events, is you have half pipes, and what they do is they put these coins. You can actually do backflips in your monster truck. I'm assuming you can do front flips as well, but I haven't been able to land one. But they put these coins that are worth 100, 500, 1,000 points, and you're supposed to do tricks like getting big air and doing backflips, front flips, getting the points. They even have these nice... Oh, that's not good. But yes, more ramps. Lots of ramps. Ooh, here's a bigger ramp. Let's see if we can hit this. Okay, we got it, but not good enough to get her up to Oof. Yes, get her to land. Okay. Oh, scuffed the paint job, I did. Oh, well that was not something I told it to do. It just backflipped all by itself. Let's make that jump. And that one as well. Very nice, yes. But yes, it's like a freestyle event, although it's nothing like real monster truck freestyle. There's no cars to crush. There's no motorhomes to destroy. And you know me, I'm all about that pointless destruction. But they do have these multi-tiered things which are quite interesting. You go up on this second level and I can go up even further. Oh yes, and then I can even jump across this big gap. Yes. And I land on this thing here. Oh! That's not good. Oof. Well, it's a good thing this truck has been upgraded quite a bit. Yes. Oh, here's a big jump. Let's use this. I'm going to backflip. Yes. Very nice. And a nice landing as well. But yes, of course, the idea of the freestyle events is to get as much points as possible. And like I said, you get points by doing stunts, big air, backflips. That's really it. There's not really... You can't do a flat spin. I guess you could probably do drifts. Although getting a monster truck to drift is not very easy. At least not in this game. Oh yes, they even have a loop-de-loo. Oh, that was not good. Yes, but they have... Yes, a loop that you can... Oh no, I've fallen. Oh, that was not good. Okay. And there's the other thing, is the physics for these trucks is quite wonky sometimes. If you flip one over, they don't want to go back over. It's not very nice. Let's try to get some runoff space here, because we're going to need to get some speed. Okay, turn. There you are. Once again, I really wish I could engage the four-wheel steering on my own. It should just be the handbrake button. Now this we should be able to make this time, especially with boost. Yes, go up around the loop-de-loo and come out the other side and hit a ramp. And hit another even bigger ramp. Yes. Yes. Very... Oof. Like I said, the physics can be kind of wonky. I think my truck partially clipped through the ground and got stuck for just a second. And that's what stopped it dead in its tracks. But yes. I do one of these freestyle events, but there don't seem to be any available right now. As they go in like seasonal kind of holiday things. Let me show you what I mean. Oh, I don't have to zoom out all that far, I guess. Default text, yes. The December Summit. It doesn't begin for another 16 days. And I have to earn 2 medals in qualifiers to get my access pass. Problem is, I can't find where these qualifiers are. Oh, the summit. Oh, probably over here then. Earn your access pass. Oh, yes. That's what it is. Free drive stunts and challenges. That's another thing that they added for this expansion. Is while you're just out roaming around, excuse me, not competing in any races or anything, you can do these stunts or challenges. And let's see here. Okay, well here. Let's warp to the place and perhaps activate it. Oh crap. The free drive stunts. I guess I can just do them at any time. But you do these stunts, which is not even really all that challenging. Oh, near miss 20 cars. Well, I kind of need to be on a road for that to work. And you do have a time limit, but fortunately most of these are quite generous on the time limit, and they give you plenty of time. Just going to start driving along the road. I should come across cars eventually. It's actually probably a lot smarter to do this in a city where there's tons of traffic. Yes. One thing I can give this game that it has up over Grand Theft Auto is the monster truck actually sounds like a monster truck, instead of sounding like a bloody motorcycle. I'm not finding anyone. I may have to come back to this challenge at some point. There's no cars. We're over here by Vegas. Perhaps, is that Vegas? That looks like the Sky Needle in Seattle. Well, here, let's do this. There's a left... No, that's a railway crossing. Oh, yes, there we go. Nimbus. Maybe not a Nimbus. Let's take this turn and head straight into Vegas, shall we? The scenery is quite nice in this game. The graphics do look fairly nice. I don't know how well they're coming across with the feed quality not being all that good. And I do apologize for that. Mr. J is still yet to figure out how to get that better. Oh, there was one of the car tuners. Oh, and I completed the stunt challenge. Yay. And then once you finish that one... Oh, yes. It moves you on to the next challenge. I'm supposed to drive a certain distance on the right side of the road. Oh, and it will cut you off if you leave that side of the road, obviously. And it is quite touchy about it. See, I'm on the right side of the road. There's a second lane. There we go. Yes, as I said, the monster truck cannot run over other cars, but it can move them out of the way quite well, which is something you actually have to do most of the time because these idiots just will not move. There. Now I'm on a nice 2-lane road. That's going to help a lot. Knew that was going to happen. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Oh, this is going to be good. Yes, there's no threading the needle here with this truck. Get out of the way. Oh, for fuck's sake, I'm on the right side of the road. Oh, once again with the 1-lane crap. Oh, this is good. Usually the cars will move out of the way once you hit them. But then you come to the parts when they're at a stoplight. Should probably change cars for more of these challenges. Well, the good news is we're just about done. We've got a turn here. Oh. Truck's actually trying to run over this car, kind of. Oh, goody, we're back to a 2-lane. That's nice. Here we go. Let's move this along a little bit faster. Yes, I'm doing over 130 miles an hour in a monster truck, and somehow that wrecked me, which is bullshit. That does not wreck a monster truck. Either way, we got that. Run over him. Yes, that's quite satisfying. Drive to location. Oh. So I don't have to worry about staying on the right side of the road, I just have to get to where I'm going. It's only a mile or so away. And once again, the nifty little GPS line up top shows us where we're going. Yes. Oh. The GPS can be quite wonky sometimes. Wrong way, nothing. I'm going the right way. It's my way. Oh, and you had me drive to one of the landmarks. Well, okay. The landmarks. Those are quite handy. Pro tip, at the start of the game, immediately go to every... what am I doing? Oh, okay. I have to reach 96 miles per hour, and I have to hold it for 15 seconds. Well, that shouldn't be too hard. I've got a nice long stretch of road here. Oh. Fortunately, it's 15 cumulative seconds and not all at once. So... oh, and I suppose I actually have to be on the right side of the road as well. Get out of my way, you stupid wanker. I'm on the right side of the road. Yes. Oh, I'm not going fast enough. So picky about this shit, aren't you? You have to do it this way, and you have to do it that way. Will you just eat a freaking dick? Here we go. 2 lanes. Now we've got it. And there it is. Earning some money. Okay, I have to get a third... oh, yes, you have to go up certain levels. But you can do either or. Either the free drive challenges or the stunts. But you don't have to do both. So I just have to do one more level in the stunts that I am doing. What is this? Oh, drive for 2.11 miles. Well, I'm actually leaving town, so hopefully the traffic shall be thinning out. Can I just go off into the desert? Yes, I can. Well, that makes things easier. You can see some of the dirt building up on the truck. Oh, and it's even flinging itself up on the screen. Speaking of the screen... yes. And there it is. One more little challenge, stunt thing, and I will be... oh. Wrong side of the road. Great, which means I need to get back to the road. Well, I've already got the speed. I just need to get on the wrong side of the road. Oh boy. Yes, I'm on the wrong side. And these narrow roads are so very, very picky about things. Oh my god. I'm on the wrong side of the road. Will you please just count it? Shit. Oh. Right, I have to be going 106 miles per hour. There. Okay, level 1. And that's all we had to do. Yes, access pass earned. Drift for 400 and something yards. I'm pretty sure I asked you to abort. There we go, abort. Yes. In any event. There. I have done your silly challenges. Now it is time for me to go to this summit over here. And apparently there are actually summit-related skill challenges. Level 12 will do nothing for me. My truck is quite good right now. 14 in any event. This is just a summit qualifier. It's fast travel there. As you can see, the party atmosphere is off the chain. Yes. Mr. J's objective for this right now is he wants to get a drag spec vehicle and a drift spec vehicle. He got the monster truck vehicle for free, I think, because once you first get access to this stuff, you get a free one as your handler woman usually likes to pay for your first of any given spec. She pays for it for you. Recommended event. Well, okay, that event, the Monster Arena. I can do that because I actually have a monster truck. You can compete in the other events even if you don't have the specified vehicle. They will actually provide one for you. But I believe it says you can actually get better rewards for using your own vehicles. So you need to have your own vehicle to get better rewards. Getting parts for said vehicle. Yes. So I will show you what these Monster Arena or freestyle events are like. It's quite an interesting... Oh, they have a double loop on this one. But yes, you can see the coins with 100 and 500 and there's 1,000 ones. But they're scattered about and you need to collect as many of them as possible to add to your score. Yes, hit the targets to score points. And also perform stunts. Getting air gives you points. Doing a backflip actually gets you 750 points, which is quite big. There's 1,000 up over here. Yes. Get those coins. And yes, these stairs are quite unnavigable if you're not in a monster truck. Oh yes, here be the double loop. So let's get those points. And there's 1,000 in there. And another 1,000 in the other loop. And you... Oh! And I crashed into a wall. Well, that's unfortunate, but we're alright. Yes, and of course these events are timed, so you have a limited amount of time until they shut you down. Oh yes, and then there's the half pipes where they have 5 hundos up in the... Do a backflip, yes. Oh yes. Hit that coin. They actually kind of show you a, like, kind of a recommended... the hell happened there? It's almost like playing a Tony Hawk game. My goodness, and the camera goes to shit sometimes. Oh, there's another double loop over here. Well, we shall get these last 2 loops with the 1,000-point markers. Oh, crap! And I didn't quite make that one. Yes, you can reset yourself. don't think I'm going to have the speed to make it through. Well, just barely. Get that 1,000 point. Go through these coins. And get to this one over here. 30 seconds left. I got a backflip, but it didn't give me credit for it. Oh, and once again it screws me on the lip of that pipe. One more hundo as the clock comes to an end. Oh, we've scratched the paint a little bit, but I do believe we're alright. And we leveled up. Yay. Oh, and there was a part that I unlocked in the HQ. And I got a new part. Silver level exhaust with bonus acceleration. Adds +7, so that's quite nice. So that was quite well done. Yes. But Mr. J was wanting to get his own drift car. But see, the thing about these new specs that they've added to the game, they're quite expensive. Which, for the monster truck, is understandable. Don't know if you know much about how costly monster trucks are. They can cost upwards of $1 million. They're quite expensive. Drag trial. Yes. I'll do a drag and I'll use their renter beater car just to show you how it works. You actually have to shift the transmission, as I mentioned before, and you actually have to control the throttle, of course, and you even get to do a burnout at the beginning to heat up your tires. Oh, they've given me a nice Camaro, new model Camaro SS, and yes, they even have the little parachute at the back, the drag chute. Oh yes. You do a burnout, and you get into the green area, and if you keep it all the way in the green... Did not do a very good job at those shifts. But this thing is quite fast. Over 300 miles per hour. There's the finish line. Oh boy, we're going off here. That's bad. That's a retry. Actually, I shouldn't have done that because you actually get 3 attempts at any given one of these. Oh my God, and this thing handles for absolute ass. Oh yes, and in drag cars you can only use your nitrous when it is full. What in the hell is wrong with this shit? But I finished, as terrible as it was. But as I said, I get 2 more attempts. So let's hope this next attempt goes better. The stupid road curved. And I'm trying to correct, and it just completely threw my car into just a complete spin out. Not very nice. Let's try that again. Run 2. Yes, perfect burn. There, perfect shift. Let's try not to let the damn car get out from under us again this time. And it also doesn't help that there are bumps. And you see how it turned, and then it bumps. And then it fucking completely goes to shit. This track is absolutely god-awful. Holy shit. Wow, that is bad. And it still keeps This track is horrible! Will you please stop fucking going so damn squirrely? Alright guys, you really need to not put us on tracks that are this bumpy. Wow, that was bad. I don't think I'm going to get a good pass on this. There's no way I can. There's so many bumps, and it keeps throwing me way the fuck off. Wow, this is terrible. The way it works is you get 3 attempts, and they take your best attempt, your best time. And you shift with the right stick by hitting up or down. And then you're just supposed to be able to hold the accelerator and hold on to the car for dear life. Going to try and take it a little easier on these hills and hope that I can just keep the car straight. See, it's actually working this time. See, there's bumps, we let off, and then we crash into a wall anyways. What the fuck, man? Jesus Christ. Well, that's still going to be my best run. Fastest, at least. But that is just terrible. All those bumps make it impossible to finish without crashing. Holy shit, that was bad. Jeez. Well, fortunately for me, it's not my car, so I don't have to pay for fixing the damn thing. You assholes can pay for that. If you can't get a proper fucking drag strip, don't bother. As I said, the Bonneville Salt Flats would actually be quite a better place for that. Nice and smooth. So yes, you have drag events, and you have drift events. The Monster Arena, you can do time attack events with performance class cars. A crew time attack with dirt class cars, and a brand time attack, which requires a particular car, the Bentley Continental. Yeah. Oh, and you can also do stunts, free drive stunts and challenges, precision events, escape events, and speed events. Well, let's do a time attack with performance. My best performance car is probably my Mustang. The one that I was driving earlier. Play with your own vehicle to get better performances and earn parts. So you have to use your own vehicles to earn parts. And they put me in... Oh. Okay, so I guess you don't get your own car for this one. And it's raining. I'm in an Aston Martin, which is actually quite nice. Raining, and we're not on the best roads. And this car is not made to handle off-road, which means I need to stick to the asphalt as much as possible. Oh, well, the finish line actually appears to be... Oh, never mind, it's still 2 miles away. Over 2 miles, as a matter of fact. Okay, so this time attack, I suppose they actually did it the right way. Everybody has to use the same car, that way it's not unfair. Because you're going for the best time. And so, as long as everyone uses the same car, with the same specification and the same parts, it will be fair. It comes down to driver skill. I'm trying my best here. There's lots of hairpins. There's a nice drift going on through there. Another small gripe I have is, you may have noticed while I was out driving around just randomly, you get money for doing stunts. Near misses, catching air, things like that. You actually get money. It's not a whole lot of money, but you get some. They turn that off during events, and that's a shame because some of these events actually are pretty good places to get, or at least they would be pretty good places to get some of that money, because the drifting, right there, you get money for drifts. That's also cool. Alright, onto the road. Let's use some boost here. We have a full boost meter. Oh, shit, I almost plowed into that car. Oh, finish line's dead ahead. And our time, 2:53 and some change. $2:53,591. So, not a bad time. Yes. Yes. Oh, right. Go ahead and leave that for now. Oh, and there's a ramp right here. Oh, yes. Going downhill, yes. Okay, hold on a moment. Yes, let's go back to our headquarters in Miami. Yes, you have a headquarters in every major city, where you have it's basically a parking garage that you commandeer. And you use it to operate your thing. Oh yes, I leveled up, so I have a perk point. You have these contacts that you get along the course of the game. And each one of them offers different perks that you can level up. I only need to do this one here, as I've max leveled up all the others. Oh yes. 12% off the cost of all perf parts. Well, I may as well. Yes. And the car collection. Yes. New model Camaro. I have the street and dirt versions. Old model Camaro, street, dirt, performance, and raid versions. The Dodge Charger, the classic one, we have street, dirt, and performance. Raid is actually not available for the car. And that's kind of disappointing. Anyone who has seen the new Fast and Furious movie has seen the Raid Charger that they had in that movie. So it would have been nice to try to replicate it in this game. But you can do a circuit version, which is nice. Yes, I have not yet, or Mr. J has not yet, gotten his first circuit spec vehicle, so it's prepaid by Zoe. Yes, I have the street editions of the Dodge Ram SRT-10 and the BMW Z4 S-Drive 35IS, the 2011 model. Oh yes. There's quite a few cars. And that was the Bentley that I needed for that one event. And I don't have it. Oh goodness, they have an old Mercedes-Benz. New model Dodge Charger SRT 8 from 2012. Street and dirt versions I have. Then I also have, oh yes, the 2015 Ford Mustang GT Fastback. Street and performance versions are the only ones available. I have the street edition of the same Mustang, which is pointless because I have this version which has both street and performance. The street editions only allow you to have the street spec. And then I have the Ford Raptor with the street and raid versions so far. Have not gotten the dirt or performance or circuit. And then of course the Mustang with street and dirt and performance with the other two available. You can also get this Mustang as a monster truck. Yes. Here's the extreme modes, or the extreme vehicle types. The new model Camaro can get all three of them, drift, drag, and monster. The old Dodge Charger can only get drift, which that's a shame because drag would have been really nice with that car. The 2015 Ford Mustang GT Fastback can only get drift. The Ford Raptor can only get monster. The 2011 Ford Mustang GT can get all three. The 2013 Nissan 370Z can get all three. It appears the 2012 Dodge... the Challenger. I'm thinking of the Charger. You can get the 2012 Dodge Challenger SRT8 392, and that can get all three, drift, monster, and drag. Then of course they have the classic 1967 Shelby GT500, which can only get drift. It's kind of a shame. I would have liked to have had a monster truck version of that. And why no drag? Anyways. Nissan Skyline GTR R34 can get all three. The Ford Focus RS from 2010 can get drift and drag. The 2012 Grand Cherokee SRT8 can get the monster truck version. There's a Porsche RT35 which can get drift and drag. The Subaru BRZ can only get drift, although why not drag, I don't know. Another Porsche CTR3 can get drift and drag. BMW M5 from 2011 can only do drift. Chevy Corvette Stingray from 2014 can get drift and drag. Oh yes, and the Chevy Silverado 1500 from 2010 can only get the monster truck. Same with the Dodge Ram. You have drift for all of these: BMW, the Ford GT, Lamborghini Murcielago, Koenigsegg Agera R, and the Lamborghini Aventador LP704. And that loops us back to the beginning. Wait a minute. Where was the Fiat? I didn't see that one there. Maybe they wised up and actually figured that that thing being a monster truck is actually not a good idea. Okay, well, in any event. Oh, yes. Oh, right. What I was trying to show is the cost of these things. As you can see, a drift spec for any of these cars would cost $400,000. A monster truck costs $450,000, and a drag costs $500,000. You can also pay using another form of currency the game calls crew credits, which I only have 8, and it costs, let's see, 88,880 for the drift version of the Mustang, or 99,990 for the monster truck, and 111,100 for the drag version. So I've got an awful lot of money to make. So apparently there was a car part somewhere that became available. Got better tires. Oh yes, as you can see on this performance car, the tires are almost slick, aside from these small little bits of tread on the tires. Yes, the different areas you can improve your car: exhaust, the electronic control unit, fuel injection, air system, gearbox, motor core, tires, brakes, suspension, differential, and weight reduction. This here Mustang was actually Mr. J's first car. It's actually one of the best cars as well. Well, sadly I need to be going. So I believe we shall end this video here. Our first little foray into the crew with the Wild Run expansion. Monster trucks and drift cars and drag cars and motorcycles. All kinds of fun stuff to be done. We will come back to that next time. But thank you for watching. and good night.